right, I'm going to create a quick video. Often I get, what is the best entry on a 1 minute or 5 minute chart? And really, the chart time frame doesn't matter as much because to me, it's all about levels. I mean, you can be on a 30-second chart. And what I'm caring about, where is price relative to a key level? Now, these key levels right here are 4-hour GANN lines. You can certainly change them to 1 hour, right? But if you're looking for the best trade of the day, I recommend going to either, 1 minute is decent, but even better, honestly, is like a 3 minute chart. Because they said 1 to 5, but honestly, if you look at the 3 minute, so if you look at today, what was the best trade entry? So as you're coming into the market open, we all know that at 9:30 it can be pretty tricky. So even if you waited a little bit, you see these deltas that are forming up here on the top here. This means price. This means there's a lot more sellers than buyers. You do get a doji with a delta, some buying pressure at 9:39, but right after, at a key 4-hour level 191, you get a delta and a good candle entry. So you can enter basically the close of this candle, and you're going to be entering around this level. You'll be entering about 171, and with your risk around here, right? You always want to keep your risk above the level that you're trading. And so in this case, your main first target is the first GANN line, which is 139. The second would be, sometimes you get two. That'd be 74. Sometimes you get three, and that would be 20. Today was crazy. You almost got down to 93. But you don't need to be greedy on this. As you can see, good level here at the 192. And even if you missed that one, let me look at this one. It came through this GANN line. You could have actually even got in on this candle. So you'd be down here on the 109, scalping down to here. And so, but then sometimes this is pretty quick and the market is just cruising. So sometimes the first hour is really tricky. Well, then what you do is wait. In this case, on the 4-hour GANN line, you get a doji and some wicks. So you could enter around this level here at 20, shooting for 71. I mean, there's no delta. So would that be A plus? No. But look at this next entry. You get a doji, red candle, and then you're getting a delta forming. So you could enter, likely you're going to get entry around here, probably the 42. And you're going to scalp down and just take some profit. And then later on the day, it's kind of ranging. That's why it's so nice to be on a 3-minute chart, because if you're on a 1-minute chart, you're going to get a lot of false signals during this kind of chop zone as it's bouncing around basically 17 up to 73, up and down, up and down. You can get down to a 1-minute chart or even two, but let's just look at that 1 minute. So you can see if you're on a 1-minute chart, you are going to take some false signals on occasion. So for example, you could go along here, you're not at a level, you're going into a level, but you could have scalped out a little bit. That gave you kind of a false signal. You're right at a level, so you could technically wait for the next bar. But let's just say you took that one, you'd lose, but then you'd win this one. This is in the middle of a GANN areas, but you're on a 4-hour. So if you're in the middle, you can take a calculative risk. So you wouldn't want to risk all the way to a GANN level. You're going to risk 30 or 40 points in this case, right? So in this case, you're using the delta to enter, and you're going to scalp all the way down here, and you can either scalp to a next level or scalp. Sometimes I'll scalp till the next delta, but if you're scalping kind of in this range, you just take the profit, and then you can see here, right at 72, which price has been bouncing around, you can enter along here, and then not always going to work. You're in between levels. So in this case, you took this short here because of the delta. You're bouncing around, but actually ended up working. This one worked. This one sort of worked. This one worked. So you're in some ways you can play the ranging game after big moves, like because sometimes these bigger moves that we get at the at the open can be tricky. But as you can see on the 1 minute, it actually did a pretty good job. You can see how right at the open, price dipped down, then it retested 91 again. Look at that. So your entry can be right here on this candle, 181, scalping down to this level, scalping down to this level, scalping down to this level. Now you do get a delta here after a big move. So in theory, you could enter, but you're going right into a level. So it's really, that's where the risk is. Okay, is it worth it? You could wait till it bounces up and then hits this level. And then as you can see, the delta is a little bit late, but you're scalping up to this level. But really, when you're having a big down move, it's nice to stay with this trend. So as you can see, this level, 71 was a great level to short back down to a double bottom. So a couple of ways you can enter the market with levels, with the confirmation, and of course people with the tools, that have the automatic lines. So if you want to really just scalp, I like 4 hours, but 1 hour is really good too. So if you get, let's say you're on a 1 hour chart, now you're not gonna, maybe you're only shooting for a couple of hours, so a couple of GANN lines on the. So if you get in at 84, let's say, you're going to scalp here, and your target would probably be like 109, and likely you'd be done. And that's up to you. I mean, you can scalping to 1 hour GANN levels is a good way to go, and you can do that all day long. You can get into there's no delta here, but you can see it. There's a doji with some buying pressure, and you could put your get in at 36 with your stop right here. Shoot for a couple of GANN levels, right? You don't need to be greedy about it, but eventually, as you wait, it's going to tell a story. It's going to come here, double top, and you just notice. A lot of it's just practice. You'll see often if you in your play GANN levels that key numbers will start to form. So as this comes down, it's bouncing around. You're going to notice that price is having trouble staying above. Like it didn't even get above 110. So if you miss, like, I don't really scalp tops, but like it's having trouble, right? So it's coming down here. It tries to go up again. It doesn't. It fails. And look at this. You're getting all this selling pressure. So you can scalp down a few levels with low risk. That's what micros are good, or just even one on a mini. You don't need to go crazy with it. So that's how I enter the market day in, day out. Just waiting for the best trades. And on occasion, sometimes it's better not to fight these big trends, but the levels are fun to trade. And when you make a mistake, just try to minimize it as much as possible. Usually, the best trades are lining up with the deltas. So, like even this trade, it did work out, but there is no delta. So again, it all depends on your trading style. You can with the toolkit, you can become more of an aggressive trader. I mean, it's set at 1. If you reduce it down to like, well, I would recommend 0 because that's like everything. But if you make it 0.5, for example, I don't know if it'll let me see if I can get it to 0.5, but I think eventually you can get it to 0.5. That's being tricky. But as you can see, if you change it to 2, and then you only get like the best of the best. So if you're on a 2, you're not going to get a lot of trades. But look at this one. So you get this delta right here. You get in at 161, and you can still get your 1 hour GANs. And then if you come over here, you don't get a good one, a buying one until here. And look how awesome that was. So you'd be like 100%. If you're not like aggressive like me, you can put it on a higher threshold, so you don't get as many signals on the delta. I wish it really, sometimes I can get it to work, but it's not. It's just being difficult. I do like 1.1, so that will work. But you can see how when you change that, then you just have to know that you're going to get more signals. So it all depends on what you want to do. yeah, how many signals do you want? Do you want a lot, or do you only want the best ones? So that's why I created it so it can be for the aggressive trader, or one that's a little more, just more, I wouldn't say passive, but one that's just waiting for a better trade opportunity and less trades. So I hope that helps, and maybe I'm on Discord more now as far as doing videos. I did one today, and it is better because YouTube is kind of a delayed with the way it works. So maybe next week I can't. Maybe tomorrow will be good, but next week I can jump on a Discord live again, and we can just do some demo trading, and I can answer any questions live. Because it's easy to look back in charts and see how good it is, but when you're live, it's really fun. I mean, I had a 30K trade. Um, I had actually it was up like 20K, came all the way down, stopped me out at 2,000, and then when the setup came again, I got in, and again it was just demo. Even though I hit all my targets for my funded accounts today, but later in the day I had like a 30K trade just to be a show off. And anyway, but it was just playing levels and using the confirmation to get into the best trades. So I hope that helps, and I'll be on tomorrow or Monday. Take care.